The Quest 3's mixed reality mode is absolutely incredible, but it's no good if you don't have anything to play. That's why today I have compiled a list of the best mixed reality games and apps you can play right now on your Meta Quest 3. There are 21 games on this list, so there's something for everyone. Just check the description for the link and let's go. So first up then is Blockverse. Now Blockverse is a game that lets you play with blocks in your own room using mixed reality. You can make holes in the floor and see what's under it, build caves and other structures like houses and gardens, and there are different modes you can play, like one where you have to fight zombies that come after you, and it's kind of like Minecraft but in your real world. Next is Cubism. Cubism is a game that lets you play with 3D shapes using your hands or controllers. You have to fit the shapes together to make bigger shapes like a puzzle, and the game shows you what the bigger shape should look like so you know where to put the pieces. The game also lets you see a real room through the headset so you don't jump into anything or spill your tea, and you can change how bright or dark your room is, and you can also make your hands glow. Next up is Wooorld. Now Wooorld is a game that lets you see different places of the world using your headset. You can see a map of a place in your table like a city with tall buildings, and you can move in or out and zoom in with your hands like you're actually there. You can see the whole world like in Google Earth VR, and the game has many places to see like famous buildings or beautiful spots. You can also write notes and plan for a real trip from Google Street View and show you what the place actually looks like. Next up then is the Hauntify mixed reality game. Now this game lets you play with ghosts using your headset. You have to go through different rooms of your own home and find some things that are hidden. You can also make more ghosts appear by doing some magic, and the goal is to get all the things and get rid of the ghost. You can also change how scary the game is by using some things like candles, masks or dolls. The game can be hard to set up, so you should watch a video on YouTube that shows you how to do it. Next up then is Contour. Now Contour is a game that lets you draw things in the real world using mixed reality. You can use different shapes and patterns that are already made for you. You just have to move your device around and follow the lines. This way you can make cool drawings that look like they are part of your environment. Next up then is Demeo. Now Demeo is a game that lets you play a fantasy adventure with your friends using your headset. You can choose different characters like a warrior, a wizard or a rogue, and explore dungeons full of monsters and treasures. The game looks like a board game, but you can see everything in 3D and move around it. The game also lets you see your real room through the headset, so you can put the game board on your table or floor. This way you can feel like you were playing a real board game with your friends. Next up then is Dungeon Maker. Now Dungeon Maker is a game that lets you make your own traps and puzzles in your room using your headset. You can put things like spikes, axes, lava or doors in your room and make it look like a deadly dungeon that you have to escape. You can also play some mini games where you have to avoid or fight enemies in your room, and it's a fun and creative game that lets you turn your room into a challenge. Next up then is Figmin XR. Now Figmin XR is a game that lets you decorate your room with different things using your headset. You can put things like zombie eyes or fruits in your room and make them move around. You can also draw things in 3D like in Tilt Brush. You can use things from other websites like Sketchfab, Giphy or YouTube to make your room more fun, and you can also change how things behave like making them bounce or break. You can see what other people have made and share your own creations. It's a fun and creative game that lets you turn your room into anything that you want. Next up then is FPS Enhanced Reality. Now this is a game that lets you shoot bad guys where you have to fight and survive in your real room against enemies that can move and attack you. You can get different weapons and use them to protect your home, and you are the main character in the game where you have to survive an assault in your own home. You have to set up your room before you play the game, and you can choose how hard the game is and how long you want to play. Next up then is Gravity Lab. Now Gravity Lab is a game that lets you play with marbles and machines using your headset. You have to make marbles go from one place to another by using different things like plates, tunnels, engines, lasers and or portals. You can also see your real room through the headset, so you can use your furniture as part of the game, and the game has some levels that you can try or you can make your own. It's a fun and challenging game that lets you experiment with physics and gravity. Next then is I Expect You to Die Home Sweet Home. Now this is an AR game that lets you play as a spy using your headset. You have to escape from a box and stop bad guys from doing something evil. You can see things from inside the walls that are hidden. You can also find some things in the box in your room that can help you or hurt you. You have to be careful of things like electricity, acid or bugs, and while the game is short and fun, it lets you play as a spy and have an adventure in your real room. Last but not least then is Bewilderness. Now experience the beauty and peace of wild animals up close right in your room using Bewilderness. Effectively, this turns your home into a wildlife experience where you get to see Earth's greatest animals and have them come up to you so you can interact with them. There's plenty of surprises in this one, from the honeybee to a falcon, all which can be used on the Meta Quest 3. Next up then is mixed reality wild animal escape. Now turn your entire house from top to bottom into a jungle. Similar to the Hauntify mixed reality game, wild animal escape features animals instead of ghosts for a different experience. Mixed reality wild animals turns your multi-layer floor home into an action game. Experience wild animals that will hunt you down to unlock placeable props, and as you collect more statues, the animals will increase their speed and difficulty. Next up then is monster hands. You are a monster who can see your hands using the pass-through and mixed reality. Your hands turn into zombie hands, you can pluck eyeballs and talk to supernatural beings. The game has an eerie atmosphere and an interesting soundscape. Next up then is Pandemus VR. In this game, your house becomes a playing area and you have to survive the zombie attack that lurks around you. Put on your VR headset and get ready to face the zombie apocalypse in your own home. Explore every corner, search for weapons and ammo, and protect yourself from the zombie attacks in all directions. Next up then is passtracing. Now this is a simple web XR app that lets you use your Meta Quest 2, Meta Quest Pro or Meta Quest 3 to trace on top of virtual images in mixed reality. All you have to do is input the image into your game and trace away. Next up then is Pianovision. Now with Pianovision you can use a real keyboard or a virtual one in order to use mixed reality to learn how to play piano. It is that simple. You can also see some sheet music and play with other people online. Next up then is Saber City. Now this is a pass-through mixed reality dueling game where two players can link their headsets in the same physical space and battle with melee and ranged weapons. Saber City features video pass-through gameplay so you and a friend can see each other in the real world via Oculus Quest camera and battle in AR. Next up then is Spatial Ops. Spatial Ops is the world's first competitive multiplayer shooter in mixed reality. Turn any real world space into an urban battlefield and fight against your friends in mixed reality using pass-through in first person shooting action. The game supports 1 to 8 players, and if you prefer to play solo there are plenty of bots to keep you company. Next up then is Trackcraft. Now in this game you build, share and race in mixed reality where you put together pieces of blocks like Lego pieces using portals, tunnels and elevators and other unique features. Simply turn your surroundings into a mixed reality playground and have fun racing. Build tracks and share them with your friends. Toy Monsters VR is a mixed reality tabletop tower defense inspired by classic Plants vs Zombies. Built from the ground up with hand tracking and pass-through in mind. You progress through 20 levels, you unlock new toys and unique special powers, and you can enhance your toys with magical potions and use crystal powers to unleash magical beams from your hands, transforming your fingers into flamethrowers and more. And that's it guys, has this been a helpful video? Let me know down in the comment section below on what games you intend to play on your new Meta Quest 3. Check on screen for some more Meta Quest 3 content and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!